What's up, everyone? Welcome to Damage Control. And this is Mookie joined here with Darth. That intro right there, I always forget about it, man. It's so funny. I think it's more like an inside joke between us two and everyone else that sees it. I know sometimes I remember Willie freaked out about it. What's up, Dale? I know Dale's in somewhat in the conversation there on our Discord, but hopefully that didn't scare Dale away. Um, but yeah, so we got Cosmic Crucible. That's what we're gonna go ahead and break down today. And here's last. So the first trial I was able to kind of sneak here. It looked like this guy didn't want to play. He kind of did like maybe one or two attacks, and that was it. He bounced out. And which is funny is that oh no, this guy came back. Look, he beat me by 20 points. So this guy almost was kind of slow playing it. I guess he was waiting for me. He did like same thing. He was about like three attacks in, waited. I struggled on the second one because this was the first time that I faced an actual Dormammu team. So,
Ah,
and I got to give you a huge shout. And I'm kind of jumping into my battle, but we'll save that for a second. We'll kind of look into the whole breakdown of what's currently going on. But I wanted to ask you, Darth, what is this the excitement that you're waiting for, or is it kind of like does it feel like a low? I mean, what's your feelings as far as Cosmic Crucible right now?
tainted because of Galaxy Heroes.
Mm,
And the mode that this was copied from is better than this mode, which I expected it to be. What you heard me come into this. I'm very tempered with my expectations of this. I know that it's going to be fun, and I know that it's going to be my very favorite game mode eventually. And it's still preseason, so they're not making any changes, and it's still the same thing. But I'll tell you what, I'm still having fun. I'm really enjoying the different kind of gameplay. The 12 teams total is what you technically want. 6 offensive teams and 6 defensive teams, and then what are you looking to personally do? As where for me personally, I'm looking to accumulate as much Crucible store credit as I can get, which for me means that I need to clear his room every time. And secondary to that is if I win the match or win the match overall. If
mm,
it takes me multiple attacks, it doesn't matter. I want my individual credits for wiping out his entire team. And because I feel that the store right now is your fast track to finishing DD5, just like for you. You have opportunities. There's actually a store where what you're looking for has a decent probability of showing up, and you can get a decent amount of credits for it through your gameplay, just by winning. So for me, I hear a lot of content creators and stuff like that telling everybody that they're quote unquote turtling and they're putting up super high defense, and that's how they're winning overall. But I find it more important for me personally to be able to clear all of their rooms, even if I lose the match, because of the Crucible credits. So I go offense heavy. I take my best 6 offensive teams that I think I will be able to one-shot anything they put on defense with, and then from the rest, I cobble together 6 reliable defenses.
yeah, and that's the approach I'm taking is offense approach as well. I know if we kind of break it down here by rooms, because well, since I'm looking at the defense, we'll talk about the defensive setup first, and then we'll go into the offense. Um, no, let me flip it back. I'm gonna talk about offense. Sorry, because I mean that's kind of I had to kind of think about like, okay, what is it that I'm doing offensively? And one of the things I've been sharing with our alliance here is just like I look at each room as like a team that I'm gonna put like an offensive team that I'm gonna use and counter. Doesn't matter what defense is set up here. This is my offensive team that takes out this particular room. And that's kind of been my setup. Now I got humbled a little bit during this last war that we'll break down how that can kind of backfire and doesn't go as planned. But the last two Cosmo Crucible events, it worked in theory. So what that theory was is that this last room right here for me personally, it was Infinity Watch. I mean, they just were a counter for anyone that kind of threw up on here. A lot of times you're always going to, what I've been seeing or experiencing is this, it's kind of been like a new warrior setup. Some other teams put their own Infinity Watch on that one, so I just mirror matched it. But that's kind of the
Mm-hmm.
team I used there. Um, I mean, are you going with that same approach, or are you going based off a matchup?
I know where the teams work well, and just like you, I know that Infinity Watch is going to be most effective in Room 6. So I definitely look there to use them first. And like you, I either have usually some kind of new Warriors team or another Infinity Watch team in Room 6, and it's a good counter for those.
Yeah. Okay, so and this is kind of again on paper. This is what I was doing, so I'll kind of go through real quick. And so, like the next room right here, I believe this is where I was using my Weapon X team. So Weapon X was always going to be the offensive counter right there. Over here on 4, I believe this was my Dark Code team, or maybe not. No, I think 3. Hold on. This is where I get. I don't even have my own personal list here. I probably have to. I could jump right into our Discord. I think in Discord I even like probably worded it wrong on one of the teams. I put Dark Code, which is not the case. Okay, yeah. So on room number 4 is actually where I was putting Dark Hold. On Discord, I accidentally said Dark Hunters. I have them on defense. But anyway, so Dark Code right there. Number 3, I was using the Eternals. Um, and then number 2, it's just kind of whatever my leftovers are. And typically my leftover was some type of hybrid Doom team and Secret Avengers.
Mhm.
Okay. So, and again, so the level that I've been on, I forget I think I'm on, what's the highest one? Masters, right? And then it's Diamond that's underneath.
We're in Diamond, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'm in Diamond, but I'm like in the mid-level area. I noticed, like especially in the beginning, I wasn't with real heavy punchers, but as I won the 2 preseasons ones, or my point system was out there, and it got me up. This is where the humble part started kicking in. So what was interesting about this particular current battle that I'm facing with here, um, yeah, here's my Dormammu right here that I had to face finally for the first time. Now, I went off of what you told me or to our alliance here, and it worked to perfection. I had never tested it or tried it out, but what I ended up doing is I went straight with the Dark Code. So that bumped them off from that room number 4 that I kind of had them grouped quoted in, and I had to pull them out because I mean here's Dormammu, and what's you said it perfectly. If it's not like a dorm old Dormammu mashup where he replaces what is Scarlet Witch, yeah, I mean you could beat him with these whatever other people to put next to it. I guess the kind of scary one is Doom, not for him to ult in a way, but there's a way that you put the ability blocks on him, and you can go ahead and control him, where you kill him once, kill him twice. It's funny that second kill was even faster and easier. Is that kind of how you experienced when you tried this out, or like?
My yeah, I had a Doom on mine, and it was basically it was kill Dormammu and control Doom. Keep him ability blocked and alive, basically, as long as you can. And then when he dies, kill him immediately, so that he doesn't have a chance to time platform, because 6 turns in a row is a lot to try to handle for any team, including Darkhold.
So you were able to do you kill Dormammu before Doom?
Mm-hmm.
See, and I didn't, man, because I didn't know how to play it right. You know what's funny? So when I was doing, I should have recorded it. I got him down to a certain level, and I didn't realize that once you put him down, if you don't finish and kill him, then he gets into that stealth. And
Yeah, under 50% he goes into stealth, and he's got a couple really big healing moves.
yeah, and then he just rehealed. He like freaking,
Yeah,
and I was like, oh shit. And then that kicked me away. I don't know how I got lucky on this one. I was excited because it was a long battle. I was going after Dormammu first. I thought I was like, oh man, I'm gonna finish him. And then boom, he went into stealth, and I couldn't do any spread attack or get. It was just the timing of it was just off, and the way I was going about it. And then he rehealed, and I was like, oh shit. And then all of a sudden, I noticed that I lost ability block on Doom, so I had to go back to
yeah.
Doom. It was interesting. It was fun, but overall, I mean, and kind of the point that you make. I mean, this is something that's different. It's fun. I was able to get away with that one, and then like over here, this is kind of where I started having trouble. So what he actually had put, he has a strong Young Avengers team in Room 5, and I should have won it. I just misplayed it. I think part of it was RNG, the way they kind of took out certain players. So I actually quit, went back into it, and I was able to win that matchup. But that took me two approaches.
Kate, if Kate blinds your Omega Red, things can go south quick.
Yeah, there it is, and that's what it
Like
was.
that, there's that RNG factor right there. Like that's rough to get around a blinded Omega Red.
You hit it because I think on this particular matchup, what I did learn was, yeah, the blinds are gonna just totally mess you up. So with Weapon X, the second time I went in there, I did the usual ability block on Squirrel Girl. I noticed I couldn't land any type of disrupt on Marvel, and then but once Silver Sam's ability came into it, I stunned her. That's what I did. I used to stun onto a Bishop, and then the spread attacks from everybody else just started dinging everybody off, and then it became an easy matchup the second time around. Um, this one right here is kind of your typical. I
That's your
mean,
counter.
yeah, yeah. So just make sure you don't do speed up. This is actually that speed up room. So on this one right here, I was like, okay, as long as I just don't do the abilities to speed up, I'll be all right. So that's why I took away Fury, putting in Zemo right there, so I can just ability block one of the tunes. Won't go into the details there, but this one, yeah, it's and they flipped. So then they actually put their actual Wakanda team onto room 3, which was interesting.
That's
But
nice of them.
yeah, but yeah, so I kind of I wanted to look into it. They're not as beefy, but I was still able just to kind of Eternals, they do their thing. So I beat
Right.
them
But
there.
with your big Icarus versus their purple gear Wakandans, you know it's going to go bad with the flip and the big booms.
Yeah. And then let's see. Then 2, this is where they put their web warriors. You were telling me on our Discord here. This is where you subbed in some symbiote Spidey.
Yeah, I pulled out for my match because I have my Young Avengers in room 5, so I don't have my America Chavez with them. I put Miles with them, and I put Symbiote Spider-Man on my Web Warriors in place of Miles.
Okay.
And it's basically because all of I think in his kit it says Hero Spider-Verse characters. Symbiote Spider-Man gives them 30% additional health, and it just makes them harder to kill.
Yeah. And when you when you shared that, I looked over. I was like, "Hey, do I have them?" And yeah, sure enough, I flipped them out for Spider Punk as well. So this is my room right here. And I have them on room 2. What room do you have for your web warriors?
3, I want to say. I'd
Okay.
have to check real quick.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. So this one, they put them in web in room 2, as did I. So but of course their counter they used their Axemen, which I got to kind of start paying more attention about the room usage as far as where to put some of these teams. Because
My Web Warriors are in stage 3.
they're in 3, yeah, and and I think that's a good room to put them into. Um, I'll kind of look around a little bit because really, once you put them into stage room 1 and 2, they're naked, as far as not getting those little hidden buffs. So
Right.
so anyways, that was that one, and then the stage 1 they threw in. Yeah, this was kind of interesting. I was surprised they put Heroes for Hire in the stage 1. So again, because they had that Dormammu team on that My Infinity, I just kind of just juggled my usual offensive attacks differently. So then I put the Infinity Watch over here just to kind of kill them real fast. But yeah, I mean, overall, that's kind of where I'm at on this one. I lost on some points there. As you can tell, I had to 2-shot, 3-shot certain rooms, but I cleared them all. And that main approach you said in the beginning is true. In the end, I know some people kind of hate it or first hate the game mode itself, but and that's a personal thing. I like it for the challenge of this and just kind of theory crafting and kind of going different obstacles, different teams, mashups, whatever the case may be. It's just something interesting for me. That's kind of why I play the game, right? It's for that aspect of it. But I think some other people kind of look into like the time management of it, and some people don't want to break down the theory crafting that way or set up their rooms a certain way. They just kind of want to punch through, auto play the game, collect rewards. Um, but the rewards are good here too. So that's the kind of thing I would just remind them is that definitely don't ignore it. Like this one particular guy that went off on trying to attack me. He didn't even go through it. So those are just kind of lost. The way I look at it is like those are lost rewards. So
Yeah, he's missing all the credits.
yeah, even if you don't care about winning or whatever, yeah, because I think one completion, once you do all those 6 rooms, I mean that gives you certain access. I don't have the numbers here, but just guessing, and you're better at kind of paying attention to these details than I am.
A new piece every day. I know that because I run my credits down to where I can't spend them. So every time I clear somebody's 6 rooms, I can buy a new piece from the third row,
Yeah, there you
which
go.
is the uniques. Those pieces right there.
Yeah,
It's 3,000 credits. So
there you go. Cool. But yeah, I mean, do you have any other kind of? I guess the way we can
hmm.
wrap it up here is as far as Cosmic Crucible. I know you kind of gave your impressions off of it. Do you see them? I mean, is there something that you feel like they should still continue to work on or adjust? I mean, if you were in the minds or in the boardroom of the Cosmic Crucible Scopely team, I mean, do you like the way things are going, or what kind of advice would you give?
Because I know that we're at the beginning, I think it's fine right now. There are ways that they will and can make it better. I've said it 3 or 4 times over the show. A fog of war would be good, and eventually, I do believe that as you go up in leagues, you're going to be required to set more teams. So right now, everybody sets 6 offensive teams and 6 defensive teams. Maybe on the next iteration, if you're in Masters League, you have to set 8 defensive teams, which would mean you have to have 8 offensive teams. Or maybe that moves down, and if you're in the Diamond League, you have to do that. And if you're in Masters League, it's just like Warren, you have to go 10 and 10.
Mm.
Um, I do believe that eventually they are going to go that route.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, then that kind of puts it into building your wide roster for the once you go up to those levels, in a
Right?
sense.
Because with the reward structure right now, unfortunately for them, Cosmic Crucible is far more valuable than War. Far more valuable. Like War is still a lot of fun. Like I can still get most of my joy out of War, but like the reward structure says that Cosmic Crucible is the most important game mode that I play right now.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. And then as I'm looking at that, one of the things I'm going to start doing here, probably because I do have some off time today, I just remember looking at this defensive setup that the Unlimited X-Men, I want to say that some of them have some, they have the Crucible trait, right? Is that the new team or characters coming out that has some Cosmic Crucible? I think Phantom X.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm
Yes, he
wondering
does.
about kind of plugging them in. Of course, I don't have them leveled up that to this
I,
level, but hmm,
like I said, I have to wait till I see somebody who's geared them up well, showing me something that they can do as a broken team in Cosmic Crucible or something like that. Wait for a Dorky Dad video or somebody like that that's going to invest into them early.
yeah,
Because, like I said, I'm gonna maybe it wasn't on this video, but I'm gonna wait to level up my unlimited X-Men until I get Gambit and then Rogue. You know, I'm not gonna level up Phantom X and Dazzler too far.
yeah, okay. All right. Well, yeah, we'll definitely still keep an eye out, keep updates going on as far as on what we're doing here. Nothing groundbreaking. I guess like for me personally, maybe I haven't recorded it, but as far as like just the theory aspect, that's just kind of what I've been doing offensively, is just setting up by room. And if the defense now, if they kind of mash and kind of put a speed
What
bump
do you?
into it, I just move them around. Yeah, what's up?
I will ask you this: what are you doing with your young Avengers? Are you using them on offense?
You know what? I haven't even used them on offense.
And
And
put them in room 4.
okay. Yeah, and now that I have them even beefed up, I think I was waiting for I forgot which character. There was someone that was on it. I think it was Echo that was like 4. Now I got her up to 5 red stars. I'll do that. And the reason okay, what I wanted to do, I always forget that team. But look, I have Shung over here. I heard that and I think even Dell is listening. Like I also heard about like putting Shang Chi with that Young Avengers squad in place of Chavez, I believe, right? And you can use them offensively, and they can kind of take out like a Wakandan. So that in theory, that's what I was holding them on for. But since I haven't been using them, you're right. I need to put them into like room 4, something different. Now, with that being
I guess
said, would you leave like so? Would it be like the 4 Avengers and still leave Shang Chi here, or Chavez goes
Hmm.
all together as all
My
5?
Chavez is small, so you still have a Miles sitting out there too somewhere because you have SSM on your Web Warriors, so you could do what I do and just throw your Miles in there too. And I use Shang-Chi for offense against Web Warriors because his big attack is unavoidable.
Okay,
I usually use a cobbled together team at the end to beat my opponent's Web Warriors. It's usually a mixture of Secret Avengers and Shang-Chi and Black Bolt or something crazy like that because they all have unavoidable attacks.
okay, yeah, okay. Well, we'll take a look, see how that kind of develops and what to do next week. We'll revisit that, kind of pay attention to defense wins. I mean, I know in the past, and I didn't have the screenshots ready, but defensively, what I had been sneaking my wins to kind of give advice was actually this team right here was giving me wins on the first 2 rounds as far as the Cosmic Crucible was this mashup here with the Axemen with Phoenix and Colossus. And then who was the other sneaky wins? It was another team I can't remember. There was But for sure, I think this Wakandan will kind of like sometimes 2-tap, or they're kind of getting some sneaky wins. Who's your sneaky team that was getting the wins? Was it that Web Warrior mashup you're speaking of?
It got a couple. It got a win this week. It's mostly been what the Wakandans and those Young Avengers in room 4 and 5. Those two, this round have pulled multiple defensive wins for me. Those two teams, and I lied when I said earlier. I do have Wakanda in room 5, and then I put my Young Avengers in room 4.
Okay, I'm gonna do that because I know for a fact this has not been giving me any wins. So I'm gonna do that move for sure. So okay.
And Dad Bros on offense as a 2-pack to go with something else like at your end for cleanup stuff because they hit hard and fast. Like isn't a bad option either. Keeps your turn meter down.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that. They work really good with Kestrel on a mashup team because of Shatterstar's defense down right away. So just for some like turn meter points and efficiency points on your last team you have up there on your win. I don't know if you do it like I do. I usually when I look at my 6 teams, I go with the hardest ones first, and I usually end with rooms 1 and 2 as my last 2 teams, and I'll have a cobble of big and fast characters that I'll try to pull together, just to hammer that as fast as I can and get the biggest efficiency bonus that I can get.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, it's the same setup I do. I'll go with the most difficult rooms first and leave the easy ones at the end. Okay, cool. All right, well, with that being said, enjoy you guys kind of staying tuned on that little discussion that we had about Cosmic Crucible. Definitely take advantage of the whether you like or dislike it, especially on the dislike side, just take advantage of those free rewards there. Just kind of battle in with something that you got. I don't care if you autoplay it or something, but definitely take advantage of it as best as you can there. But hope everyone enjoyed
I'm
it.
sorry.
What's
Oh,
that?
one more thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So I forgot I wanted to mention. So when you do see a Young Avengers on defense on Cosmic Crucible, I didn't. Doom's not on your defense, so I don't have him on my defense either. And so if you throw Doom as the 5th, I know it's that war thing or whatever, but in Cosmic Crucible they'll smash Young Avengers in room 5
In room 5? Okay.
because
Yeah.
nobody's Cosmic on that team. So if I don't know how far you've built them, mine are all 14 and 15, and my Doom is 15. So like they'll punch up a little bit and kill that team right there probably. So just for everybody's information out there, if you're running into a big Young Avengers that you're having trouble killing, A Force plus Doom will beat them.
Okay. That's what I was just about to ask you. What's the mashup? So it's A-Force and Doom. Yeah, obviously in this one, obviously the Weapon X, but this could be tricky with the blinds. So just to kind of tell y'all, remind you guys on that counter, stun. You have to stun Bishop once you get to Silver Sam's abilities. Okay. All right, well,
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt your goodbye.
no, it's good. It's good. I mean, this is what it's all for. We're just kind of breaking down different things. I don't know. But yeah, you just made me think about other stuff I forgot. We forgot about Willie's stats, but I got to break that down. I got to look at that a little bit more in detail. Willie had some stats up there for us. But we'll do that next week. So until then, enjoy the rest of the week. Enjoy your gameplay, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.